is a chilly night in Athens, Ohio for Maction and ESPN College Football Primetime. Tonight from Peden Stadium on the campus of Ohio University, it's an all-Ohio affair as the 7-4 Bobcats welcome in the Akron Zips. I'm Eamon McEnany, happy to be joined once again by the former Notre Dame linebacker Rocky Boyman. And Rocky, both of these teams have hit bumps in the road here in late November, but both still have an awful lot to play for.
A ton to play for tonight, Eamon, for Ohio. They win this game, they win the East. They will go play for the MAC championship next week in Detroit. And for Akron, trying to get that elusive 6th win to go to a bowl game. The first time in their history they've gone to a bowl game back-to-back seasons.
And tonight for the Bobcats, they will lean heavily on the redshirt freshman quarterback Quentin Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell, beginning of the season, didn't think he was really going to play. Greg Wyndham was the quarterback, but with Wyndham's injuries, Quentin Maxwell comes in and aiming for a redshirt freshman has really played well. Throws the ball, as you can see, can complete the deep pass, but also in this Frank Solich offense, you got to be able to run with the football. If you're a quarterback, he does that very well, doing a great job this season for the Bobcats.
And for the Zips, it's backup plan and then some at the quarterback position. This was Tyrell Goodman receiving punts in practice. You don't see the quarterback do that very often.
And how about this? Last week versus Bowling Green, they go in at halftime. Their first and second string quarterback go down. They go to the wide receiver and say, hey, can you give us some snaps? He says, okay, coach, give it to me. He comes out in the third quarter and does this, drops a 64-yard bomb to the wide receiver, Jerome Lane. Can definitely a guy in this offense, Eamon, you got to be able to complete the ball downfield, some vertical passing. Here's the 2-point conversion. Things he's been able to work on, though, with the 13 days they've had since their last game, things like this, handing the ball off. So they definitely think the fifth-year senior can come in and give them a chance tonight.
He was the Catholic League Player of the Year in New York at Archbishop Stepinac as a quarterback, and if he gets time, he'll be looking to hook up with JoJo Natson and Jerome Lane.
Make no mistake, these are two of the best playmakers in the MAC. Between Natson and Jerome Lane, they got to find a way to get the ball to these guys somewhere in the neighborhood of 25-30 touches here tonight.
And as I mentioned, it is chilly, 32 degrees, but really right now the wind is not a factor at all. So bundle up and get ready for some action on a Tuesday night in Athens. And there is JoJo Natson back to receive. Will they kick it to him? This is Natson from the 12. And the high kick allowed the Bobcats some chance to get down there, but again, the big story here tonight for the Zips, the starting quarterback was a wide receiver just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and here's the deal. As we talked in the open, a fifth-year senior, so that the kids believe in him. They want to go out there and play their best for him. And it's funny, Terry Bowden told us this week when we've got a flag here coming.
Kicking team number 3. The 5-yard penalty will be assessed from the end of the run. First down, Akron.
So the Zips pick up 5 yards to work with.
And I love it because we asked Terry Bowden here yesterday, hey, how did you react to, or how did Goodman react when you told him he was going to the game? He said, a lot better than I did, right? He's a confident kid. He believes in his skills and go out there tonight and execute.
Looking to throw right away, complete to Lane. And Lane gets the first down. And there's a face mask flag. Brad Ellis on the tackle, and he'll probably be the one who gets called for the face mask, so they'll pick up 15 yards.
Personal foul. Grasping and twisting the face mask. Defense, number 3. 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic. First down.
So just like that, the Zips are on the move and into Bobcat territory.
And I love it. This is a very quarterback-centered offense, Eamon. So you got a third-string quarterback, a guy who's been a wide receiver. Give him a nice, easy throw at the beginning of the game, start to get him in some rhythm, and certainly Goodman likes it.
Van Edwards in the backfield with Goodman. Twins to the right, Lane to the short side. He's looking at Lane. Now he checks to the other side, complete. To Michael Traylor-Bennett, the tight end. Gain of 4.
And Akron's going to have some chances here in the pass game as we see Terry Bowden, 5th season as the Akron head coach. Of course, head coach Auburn, spent 10 years in the broadcast booth where we are right now, Eamon, and always a joy to talk to Coach here this week.
Now Natson in the backfield along with Edwards. They want to get the ball in the hands of number 9. They fake it to him, though. Goodman on the keeper. Tackled shy of the first down. Chad Moore brings them down, so it'll be 3rd and short after a pickup of 4.
And that's something to look for tonight. Natson in the backfield, line him up there, line him up in the slot, line him out wide, somehow, some way, find a way to get him involved in this offense.
Defensive coordinator for Ohio, Jim Burrow, telling us yesterday, he is where's Waldo. You have to know where number 9 is lining up. Ohio showing blitz up the middle. Goodman, it's a reverse. Goodman gets it now. He was the wide receiver, but he will not be able to get rid of it. Thrown down. Quentin Poling with the sack. Chad Moore in on the play as well. A loss of 18. Rocky, they put Goodman out as a wide receiver, and Ohio was ready for it.
Yeah, they want a Wildcat. Had Michael Traylor Bennett as the quarterback, flip back to Goodman. He had a chance downfield, but here comes Quentin Poling. Been doing a great job at linebacker here for the Bobcats for a long, long time. They stuffed that play. Zips forced the punt.
Poppy White back to receive. The Nick Gasser punt. Fair catch signal made at the 15. So a 35-yard punt, no return. And Rocky, what'd you think about that call? You're moving, you got a 3rd and short. Is that the right place for a trick play like that?
No, not at all, especially the way they were moving the ball. I thought Goodman was getting comfortable with some nice, short, easy passes. They had thrown in the element of JoJo Natson in the backfield. Kind of keep moving that ball. That's the one thing that this Bobcat defense, they do a great job of stopping the run, but have been suspect in giving up some pass yards. 266 yards a game, 108th in the nation. So I think the Zips will certainly be able to get some yardage through the air tonight.
So now the Bobcats take over on their own 15. There's a look at Quentin Maxwell, the redshirt freshman. Poppy White and Dorian Brown in the backfield. Maxwell keeps it himself. Gets out to 21, gain of 6.
Give thoughts back to Eric Crouch at the helm when Solich was at Nebraska. Got to be able to run if you're a quarterback in his style of offense. And Maxwell, again, for a guy who wasn't expected much from him this year, doing a good job.
Dorian Brown behind Maxwell now in the pistol. He has it now running to the left. And mark him down at the 23. Vince Lockett with the tackle. Gain of 2. So now 3rd and short for Ohio and Coach Frank Solich.
Frank Solich, 12th season. Enjoyed talking with him yesterday. He said he still feels like a kid out there, recruiting these guys, still loves coming to work every day.
He'd love to come to work on Monday and get ready for
there you go.
Trip to Detroit. He'll probably get to work a lot earlier than Monday. I forget what day of the week it is sometimes, Rocky. Brown in the backfield on 3rd and short. Brown has it. And he pushes the pile forward for a 1st down. Josh Cooper with a key block up front. So that'll bring up a new set of downs for the Bobcats.
That was a good sign for the Bobcats. Last week I thought their offensive line had probably their worst performance of the year versus Central Michigan. It's key to pick up that third down there. And they're going to be able to do that. This Akron defensive line is undersized. They've been able to have the ball run on them a lot this year. Akron's got to find a way to be stout up there.
Front 4 for Akron also depleted up front with injuries. Now Maxwell off the play fake with time. Looking for Smith, who makes the grab. Sebastian Smith along the sideline with a flag. Kyron Brown with the coverage. Gain of 16. And it's going to be offensive interference, so they caught him pushing off.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 6. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Smith lobbing. Hey, I'm a senior and it's senior night. You guys don't call that on big-time players.
Yeah, and this is what we're going to see. Akron is going to get up in the mug of these wide receivers and press them here all night, and it's going to be up to the wide receivers to find a way to get loose here, but just a little too much contact pushing off there.
Rocky, I know you're a defensive guy, but I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that was a little tough there.
So it's 1st and 23 now, back at the 13. Malik Irons in the backfield with Maxwell. Flag on the plays. They swing it out on the screen to Irons. Brian Bell with the tackle. Well, let's see what the call is.
Offside. Defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's Savon Pittman, the Ohio State transfer, senior out of Canton, Ohio. So they get 5 of the penalty yards back on Smith's penalty. Now they run it to Irons to the left. He gets hit by Alvin Davis and Ibrahima Kamara. Gain of 3.
See Ohio bringing that H-back, number 82 Mangan back in the backfield. They think they can go hat on a hat, body on a body, and push some of these Akron defenders off the ball. You're seeing some wide receivers downfield. That's another thing this Frank Solich offense does a good job of. Wide receivers got to be able to block downfield.
2nd and 14 for the Bobcats. Quarterback run. Maxwell makes one man miss and then gets tripped up at the 30, out to the 32, so that'll bring up 3rd and medium. Vince Lockett with the tackle after a gain of 11. Now Maxwell slow to get up. Now Greg Wyndham is available, but I don't think they want to go to the 5th-year senior. Certainly not this early.
Not if they don't have to, and that was just a great job of a read there by Maxwell. Savon Pittman, the defensive end. Number 90 got upfield, and he opened up a little bit of a window, and Maxwell hit it.
Now Brendan Cope, 85 in green, out there for the first time since the Miami game. He's a deep threat. He's in the slot to the left here on 3rd and 4. Now they empty the backfield as White moves out. Maxwell steps up, fires it, has the man open. That's Jordan Reed for a first down out to the 40, upended by Bryce Jones. Gain of 8. Andrew Hauser in on the play as well, but it's a new set of downs for the Bobcats.
Great job. Great call there, because you see Akron going a lot of man-to-man defense, getting up in them. So what they do, some rub routes, right? Get them guys going. Get a nice release there by the wide receiver, first down.
Now Terry Bowden and the defense coordinator Chuck Amato said, look, they're going to be able to move the ball on us. We need to keep them, limit them to field goals, he thinks, because they can definitely move it on them and take up a lot of time off the clock. Poppy White behind Maxwell in the pistol. And they give it to White to the right. And he runs right into DeAndre Scott. Senior out of Frederick, Maryland, so no gain on that play.
And that is going to be the key for Akron, because, offense doesn't, as you see Wyndham right there, beginning of the season, had an ankle injury. He's missed a lot of time here. Coach told us he is available, like you said, if they need him. Hopefully they think they won't need him.
When Maxwell was gimpy, he got up and warmed up and threw some passes, but right now Maxwell appears to be okay, and he makes a completion to Reed there for a first down. Bryce Jones with another tackle, but they move it into zip territory after picking up 12.
That's what he's done a good job of, going through the progressions, finding the open guy, and putting the ball where it counts. And I like the decisiveness here. See the open guy throw. That's one thing, and when you watch tape of Maxwell this year, sometimes you see that open receiver and he doesn't want to pull the trigger. That was a good job there, seeing the open guy and letting it fling.
This is Bobcat football here with Maxwell at the helm. A time-consuming drive on the march, and now another play fake with time. Looking for the deep ball, has White, overshoots him. Bryce Jones maybe could have had an interception in center field, but too high on that throw, he was open.
Yeah, and that's one he wished he could have had back. Poppy White did a good job of getting open.
Certainly lulled the back end of the Akron defense with all these runs, because that play was there.
That's the thing. Akron's going to want to get heavy in the box, and then when they do, Ohio's got to be able to hit these passes downfield, because when they do, then that box will get a little bit light and they'll be able to do what they do best, which is run.
10th play of the drive is another throw. It's Mangin on the grab. Kyron Brown with the tackle. Marked down at the 40, so that'll bring up 3rd and short.
And the thing for Akron tonight, if you watch them throughout the season, don't do a great job of tackling. You see, just catches that should be down right there, and now you see a guy slip through and get yards after the catch. That's what they got to be able to eliminate tonight.
3rd and 2 now. From the zip 40. They give it to Brown, and he runs over Bell for the first down. So Brian Bell felt that one in more ways than one, as he couldn't stop Brown for the first down.
Joy Brown has been a heck of a running back for the Bobcats.
Rocky, you got those signals deciphered? You've seen Ohio before this year. You got them all down.
Let me get out my Magna Carta here and see if I can decipher that there, yeah.
We approach 6 minutes left in the quarter. Double-digit play drive for Ohio continues. Right back to Brown to the left. This time he's met by Kamara and others for no gain. So this is what Terry Bowden was afraid of, a long time consuming drive by Ohio, keeping his offense off the field.
Yeah, but here's where it counts for Akron. They can take up a lot of time on the drive. They just got to find a way to hold them to a field goal and not let them get 6. Especially with a wide receiver playing quarterback, they cannot get too far behind in this game.
Now they empty the backfield on the 13th play of the drive. Design quarterback run, gets a block and then slides. So again, it'll be 3rd and short. Ulysses Gilbert with the tackle.
Right now, Ohio really liking these quarterback design runs, dropping him back. Get a good job by the left guard, Josh Cooper, getting downfield, getting a block on the linebacker. Getting a 3rd and 4 here.
Brown in the backfield, twins to the right. Smith, top of your screen, to the left. Now Reed in motion.
Showing pressure here for Akron.
Brown. I think he's short. He pushes the pile forward, but he is kept well short. Savon Pittman with the tackle. So now a decision time here for Frank Solich in the first quarter. It's going to be 4th and looks like about 2. You have a good kicker. Zervos has kicked a 51-yarder. There's no wind to deal with.
That's exactly right. I mean, the fact that there's a MAC game in November with no wind is somewhat surprising, but it looks like right now Frank Solich wants to go for it on 4th down, and they did this last week and actually got it before Dorian Brown fumbled, and that sent that whole game into a tailspin here.
So Malik Irons in the backfield, trips to the right, including Mangin in the slot. Now they bring him in motion. And there's a timeout. Ohio wants to talk it over, so Frank Solich needs to come up with a play on 4th and 2. Back to Athens after this. Here, part of your Thanksgiving week, half day at school, and you go out on a Tuesday night and watch some football, and now you see what Frank Solich and his offensive staff dial up here on 4th and short, 15th play of the drive. White in the backfield, trips to the right, looking to throw it, now forced out of the pocket. Maxwell stops, throws high, dropped by Cope. Brendan Cope had to go up high for the pass from Maxwell, but Rocky, I am shocked after that drive that they threw for it on 4th and 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is what their offense is based on. That's what they're best at, is running the football, and you would think 4th and short, that's what they would do. Especially considering in that situation, they go to Cope, who hasn't played in 7 weeks.
So they run off 15 plays, they move into zip territory, but a goose egg remains on the scoreboard. Back after this. For a trick play, the other threw the ball on 4th and 2. Both came up empty.
Yeah, and I don't, fault Frank Solich for not kicking the field goal there, but you should expect them to run in that situation because that's, again, that's their identity.
So turns it back over to the Zips and Tyrell Goodman, 5th-year senior who 2 weeks ago was a wide receiver, now the starting quarterback, and he throws it on a screen to Natson. Natson strung out nicely by the Bobcat defense. Thrown down by Kylan Nelson for a loss.
Excellent job by Ohio. You just want to keep spilling that ball to the sideline and string a guy like Natson out. And that's going to be the challenge for them all night because JoJo Natson, 4.3 speed. If he gets an edge on you, he can make you pay.
12 touchdowns on the season for Natson. Now he goes wide out top of your screen to the right, lane to the left. And they give it to Van Edwards. He gets out to the 30. Christian Allen with a key block to spring him for a 5-yard gain. And now, Rocky, what do you do here with a quarterback facing 3rd and long who as a wide receiver for the most of his collegiate career.
I'd find a way to get the ball in the hand of either Jerome Lane or JoJo Nats. They're your playmakers, and if you're going to go down on a game that has so many implications, go down trying to get the ball to your playmakers.
Matson in the slot to the right, Lane wide out to the left. There's Lane. Goodman feeling the heat. Able to throw it out of bounds. Aloisi was grabbing him by the t-shirt, but he doesn't get the sack. So the Zips get a chance to punt now.
Good job of defense there on the back end. Goodman, again, not an experienced guy. Good job of at least escaping that and not taking the sack in that situation. Just a four-man rush, little line game up front. Gets rid of it and they'll have to punt.
He's got to get one of those old school Rocky Boyman half shirts so he can get away. Give him less to grab.
Yeah, I never understood why those guys wear those long shirts. It gives more for the defense to grab a hold of.
Not a great punt by Gasser. Goes out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. It's going to be Ohio ball on the Bobcat 45 when we return. 25-yard punt, no return. Good field position for the home team. And the Buckeyes have won the last 4 and 11 of 12. Ball's loose, and it's recovered by the Zips. DeAndre Scott knocked it free and came up with it.
Fumble, and this is the third time in 2 weeks, Amy, that Dorian Brown has had trouble with the exchange. You expect this from Akron, who has a wide receiver starting at quarterback, but these sort of things at this time of year should not be happening. That's a very simple thing going all the way back to spring football.
He did not expect to get it, clearly. He went to make the block.
He went to make the block, but his job is just to keep that thing open. If the quarterback lays it in, he clamps down on it. It's the quarterback's job, not the running back in that situation, to decide where the football goes.
So Frank Solich's defense now has to protect, because for the first time the Zips are in Bobcat territory. Do they take a shot on the sudden change? Ohio showing pressure, and they run it. Van Edwards. Looks like no gain. Working down at the line of scrimmage.
And this is where Akron has just struggled all year rushing the football, 111th in the country.
ESPNU primetime college football, MAC East showdown here. Ohio at home with a chance to secure a trip to Detroit for the MAC championship game. If they lose and Miami of Ohio wins tonight, Miami of Ohio and probably will go to Detroit. But right now it's the Zips with 2nd and 10. Time for Goodman, and that's complete to Lane. Right on the sideline. So that pass had some zip, no pun intended on it, by the 5th-year senior.
And how about that for a wide receiver quarterback? That was an excellent throw. Had the cornerback underneath coverage and had enough juice on that ball to get it all the way out to Lane on the sideline. That's picture perfect.
Now again, he played quarterback in high school, although when you're a 5th-year senior, high school feels like eons ago, but at Archbishop Stepinac High School in Westchester County outside New York City.
And he's, of course, a good candidate to go in because he's a wide receiver, so he knows all the hand signals. He knows all the routes. So
he knows all the passing plays.
Right, right.
And there's a delay of game. He forgot to get it off in time. No, they got the timeout. Looks like they got the timeout before the penalty. There is a flag down.
Duration of the play clock. Timeout. Akron. 30-second timeout.
Oh, Coach Terry Bowden got the timeout in time. And now Frank Solich, they turned it over on downs, and now they've turned it over in their own territory. So Coach Bowden looking to take advantage.
And this is interesting for Ohio because you look back at that game last week. You know, this team wins by running the ball, by not turning it over, by creating turnovers on defense, and really getting after your quarterback. Last week they were -3 in turnover margin and have already put the ball on the carpet here tonight. This is not Frank Solich football.
So 1st and 10 for the Zips on the Bobcat 30. Twins to the right, Lane bottom of your screen to the left. Play fake, here comes pressure. Goodman can run with it if he wants to. Instead he fires it and it's incomplete, almost picked off by Kylan Nelson.
And that's one, Eamon, where I appreciate Goodman's confidence and wanting to be able to play the quarterback position and throw it, but he had a good 10 yards he could have picked up with his legs right there. I know he wants to show that he can throw the ball and all that, but take those easy 10 yards and move the chains.
Now 3rd and long, and Akron is not in field goal range. Tom O'Leary has a 2nd and long, excuse me. Natson in motion. They fake the screen to Natson and bring it back the other way and don't fake out anybody. Flag on the play, but Blair Brown had that play read right from the get-go as he drilled Van Edwards.
Blair Brown, 5th-year senior, leading tackler on this team, sniffed it out.
Holding. Offense, number 75. The penalties declined. 3rd down. Thank you.
So now it'll be 3rd and long as they decline the penalty. 3rd and about 14.
See at the left side of your screen there. Now, he has a tough task over there, 75 does, because Terrell Basham, 93 for Ohio, is one of the best pass rushers, not only in the MAC, but in the entire country.
But Rocky, that's also, you know, the nuances of the quarterback position, you know, holding the guys when you look to the right to fake it. He didn't fake out anyone. Now pressure comes up the middle. Goodman escapes again. He decides to run for it this time, and he gets popped by Chad Moore, well short of the 1st down, a gain of 8. So that'll bring up 4th and 6. And they're right about in field goal range now. And they are going to indeed send out Tom O'Leary, who has a 46-yarder the season long for him. He also kicked a 45-yarder against Bowling Green.
That was the right decision by Goodman. I know they didn't pick up the 1st down there, but he throws that ball away or tries to force one. They're well out of field goal range. That run gives them a chance.
So this will be a 43-yarder. Kyle Foster, the holder. Low snap, he gets it down, kick is up. And it hits the upright. No good. So the Zips do not take advantage of the turnover, and it remains scoreless in Athens. Had the leg.
Yeah, had the leg, just fortunately hit that right upright. And Terry Bowden knows that was a chance to capitalize off the turnover and get on the board first, give his wide receiver / quarterback a chance, get him some confidence, but they come up short.
O'Leary was trying to goose it in over there a little bit more to the left, but he comes up empty.
It's like when you're golfing, right? You're trying to use your head to pull that ball to the left a little bit, and it didn't work.
He's got time for golf in the fall, Rocky. Now Poppy White running to the left, gets the 1st down. So White with a little bit of burst. Alvin Davis forces him out of bounds. But that'll be the last play of the 1st quarter. So a whole lot of action, but nothing on the scoreboard. Scoreless after 1. Back to Athens after this. After 1 quarter of play. If Ohio wins, they go to Detroit for the MAC championship game. If Akron wins, they become bowl eligible. Irons in the pistol with Maxwell. They roll the pocket out to the right. And that's complete. Poppy White with the grab. The defender slipped, so it's a 1st down for Ohio. Pick up a 13.
Good job, Maxwell, getting him outside the pocket, give him a clear field of vision to pick up Poppy White. Look at the fancy footwork by Poppy there, come up with a big catch for the 1st down.
Going to work against DeAndre Scott, the senior cornerback. Now White in the slot to the left with Sebastian Smith outside of him. They run it to Irons up the middle. Gets into Zip territory after a gain of 1.
Now, you wonder, Eamon, ever since Dorian Brown put the ball on the carpet, he has not been in. They've been going with Malik Irons. Again, the 2nd week in a row, actually the 3rd time Brown has put the ball on the carpet. So I would think Frank Solich says, you're going to keep doing that, we're going to go with someone else.
So Ohio in no rush here to get this play off as we take a look at Dorian Brown out of Pittsburgh, redshirt junior. Irons stays out there. 5 on the play clock. They go right back to Irons, who has an alley. He'll get the first down and more. The 40, the 30, stumbles a bit and gets taken down at the 28. 21-yard gain. Kyron Brown with the tackle, but tremendous job by the O-line up front.
Great job by the right guard, Darrell Wood, 57. He pulls around. Good job, good footwork, gets to the second level, hits the linebacker Bell, and that's all the crease that Malik Irons needed. Manjan also with a nice block there, the H-back.
There's a look at the redshirt junior out of Columbus, Ohio.
You see Akron stacking that box there.
They run right into it. And a short gain. Devontae Jest with the tackle on Irons.
Akron's front four with being undersized, as we talked about. You'll see a lot of line stunts at him, twists, and just try to eliminate some of those gaps, those interior gaps. The problem with that, Eamon, though, is sometimes you guess right, you hit it in the mouth, you get a tackle for loss. Sometimes you try a twist stunt, and a big seam opens up, and the offense hits you for a big one.
Irons in the pistol behind Maxwell, twins to the right. Irons has it, lowers the shoulder, gets pushed back. Andrew Hauser, first man to meet him. Sets up third and medium now after a gain of 3. Mass substitutions for the Zips on defense. 3rd and 6 here, Rocky. They've been content to run it on this drive so far.
So far, we get a look at Ulysses Gilbert. That's the best player for Akron on defense, number 5, linebacker with great speed. They move him around, try to get him to make some plays out there.
White in the backfield, 7th play of the drive. Now they empty the backfield.
Man coverage.
Room for a quarterback draw. Nope, Maxwell looking to throw. Steps up over the middle, complete but short of the first down. Jordan Reed, good tackle by Bryce Jones. So now Coach Solich has 4th and short again, and this time he's sending out the kicking unit. So Louis Zervis out to put the Bobcats on the board. He is 10 of 13 on kicks between 30 and 39 yards. This will be a 37-yarder. Farkas is the holder. Hold is down, kick is up. Right down Court Street, and the Bobcats are on the board. So the Zips force 4th down, but this time Frank Solich goes for the field goal and gets 3 points. Back to Athens after this. And hot off the presses, the newest college football playoff rankings, and no surprise, Alabama a solid number 1, Ohio State and Michigan 2 and 3, Clemson hanging in at 4, and then the debate begins. Washington 5, Wisconsin 6, and Penn State 7. See Oklahoma, Colorado, and Oklahoma State round out the top 10. A lot of people high on Oklahoma now, similar to last year when they forgot the early season losses, but Oklahoma playing well now in the Big 12. Short kick returnable for Natson. So they don't try to keep it away from him, and he gets to the outside. Cuts upfield and tripped up by 31 Grant Cunningham, or else he could have gone to the races. A 21-yard return by Natson, and that's why they want to get the ball in number 9's hands.
Eamon, Ohio's going to learn tonight quick, and I would think after that play right there to not kick the ball to JoJo Natson. He was a shoelace away from taking that one the distance, but you mentioned it, and we've talked about it all game. JoJo Natson, they got to find a way to get the ball in his hands, whether they hand it off to him, throw him a bubble pass, a slant route, whatever it is, get the ball in number 9's hands, because you can see right there just how explosive he is.
So now Denzel Jones in the backfield with Goodman. Goodman steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to keep it himself. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet out to the 40. So a good run by Goodman. Finally brought down by Blair Brown. But he picks up 5.
And I like that. That's something good to get in the minds of those Ohio players. He may run with his legs there a little bit.
It's rivalry weekend, and Saturday the College Game Day crew will be at the Shoe in Columbus for the game between number 2 Ohio State, number 3 Michigan, and they're going to break down the whole day. Our coverage begins at 7 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, also streaming live on the ESPN app and Watch ESPN. And yes, you heard me correctly, 7 a.m. Rocky, you're always up that early.
5 hours to break down the Bucks in Michigan. Of course, every Michigan fan wanting to know, is it going to be Wilton Speight or John O'Korn at the helm? Harbaugh, of course, being very coy with the status of Wilton Speight. And we won't know that probably till kickoff.
So now 3rd and 3 for Goodman. Now who jumped? Who made who move? Certainly looked like Ohio was offsides, and then Brandon Junk moved to tight end.
Offside. Defense, number 96, entering the neutral zone, causing the offensive play to react. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
So a freebie for the Zips on the road as the redshirt junior Kevin Robbins was a little too eager.
And right now, Eamon, a lot of good things happening for Akron as we see they get defensive end to jump off sides. So Akron's gotten a turnover. They've limited just a field goal to Ohio. They got to find a way to get some points on the board here.
Now Goodman with time, looking for Natson, but he overshoots him. Natson caught up to that ball in a hurry, but he couldn't bring it in. I thought that was going to be a fair catch for Brad Ellis, but then you saw Natson turn on the afterburners.
Is that not amazing, the amount of ground that number 9 can make up right there? A.J. Milway, the offensive coordinator, told me a couple weeks ago he saw a play like this during spring ball. It looked like a clear overthrow, but Natson ran it down. You say there's a safety. He's like a safety getting ready to just make a fair catch. Natson goes and breaks it up.
Now Jones gets out to the 50, tripped up by Quentin Poling. So now it'll be 3rd and long for Goodman and the Zips. And again, this is where you talk about A.J. Milway, where I got to imagine his play sheet's limited.
Yeah, very limited with a wide receiver playing quarterback. But a guy we've not said his name enough, in my opinion, is the wide receiver number 7, Jerome Lanes, at the top of your screen. He's 6'3", 220 pounds. Good body control for a big guy.
The Zips 0 for 3 on 3rd down here in the first half as we approach 9 minutes left in the half. Jones in the backfield with Goodman. Surprised not to see Natson out there. Now here comes pressure, and Goodman will not get away. Casey Sales and Terrell Basham bring him down. Sack number 38 on the year for the Bobcats, and that's one of the best players in Ohio history.
And Terrell Basham been making plays around here for a long time. Basham at the top of your screen, and that's a mismatch. And Basham this year, he's always been a good speed guy. This year he puts on 20 pounds in the offseason. Watching tape, you're like, who's number 93? Where did Terrell Basham go? There he is. He put weight on, got bigger, now making some more plays with his upper body strength, and one of the best in the MAC.
Fair catch signal made by Poppy White. So Basham makes his presence felt and forces the punt, gives the ball back to the Bobcat offense. Back to Athens after this. On a mission, and up next, Toledo, Friday afternoon on ESPN2, Rocky.
Yep, and I will have that call, a big-time showdown in the West, and I think two teams very evenly matched, very similar teams in both their offensive scheme and the way they play defense.
Now they roll the pocket right again. Maxwell with time has an open receiver. Reed all the way out to midfield. Brought down by Alvin Davis, and for a moment there it looked like Reed was going to be able to go the distance, but he has to settle for a 32-yard gain.
Yeah, Reed with the crossing route all the way from the other side, got Alvin Davis all twisted out of sorts. Nice play there for the Bobcats.
Longest play of the game. And again, they rolled the pocket to the right, and again, Rocky, we have not seen Mr. Dorian Brown out there.
In the doghouse, Eamon.
Poppy White now in the backfield with Maxwell. No, play fake. Maxwell with time, lost it down the middle, and this time it's knocked away. Alvin Davis was ready for it. The true freshman out of St. Thomas Aquinas in the Miami area made a play on that one, looking for irons out of the backfield.
And just a little too much air underneath that ball. I think if the trajectory was a little bit more on a line, he would have been able to slip that ball and see that just a little bit high. And it gave enough time for Davis to come over and break it up.
So now 2nd and 10. Twins to the left. Irons motioned over to the left. Now Mangin makes the grab, runs into Davis, brings up 3rd and short. 8-yard gain.
Nice job RPO there by Quentin Maxwell. He read the linebacker, Andrew Hauser. When Hauser came in on the run fake, Mangin slipped behind him, hit him with the pass, and that's how those plays are drawn up.
So now they bring out Mason Morgan for a 2 tight end set. Elijah Ball in as a wide receiver. So no Sebastian Smith out there for 3rd and short.
Look at all those bodies Akron has on the line of scrimmage.
And they give it right up the gut to Irons, who gets the 1st down. Larry Hope in on the play, but it's a 6-yard gain.
And that's Ohio football, Eamon. They say, look, you can stack the box all you want, but we have confidence in our offensive line. We're going to push some guys around, pick up the 1st down. There's Chuck Amato. We talked to him a little bit before the game. He said our guys need to tackle, Eamon. He's been saying that all year. It's one of the problems that this Akron defense has had.
Defense coordinator for Terry Bowden, of course, the longtime defense coordinator for Bobby Bowden at Florida State before taking over as a head coach with the Wolfpack. Long throw to the outside, catch made by Poppy White, thrown out of bounds by Larry Hope. As we approach 6 minutes left in the half, pickup of 4. Wonder if there's something wrong with Sebastian Smith, because we have not seen him out there on this drive. Seen a little bit more of Elijah Ball than expected.
We also haven't seen Poppy White. He's a guy that's been making a bunch of plays tonight out in the open space.
Play fake. Maxwell has a man open, but he overshoots him. Looking for Ball, and you wonder if Ball just stopped, if he should have kept on running. Now nothing wrong with Smith because he's back out on the field.
Yeah, and it was the right place to go with the ball because it was too deep. The corner's supposed to be underneath. There's supposed to be a safety over the top. There wasn't one, and Akron is very lucky because he knows, yeah, that was a missed opportunity. They had a clear miscommunication on the back end of Akron's defense, and that was a free one.
So now Ohio 4 of 6 on 3rd down, has 3rd and 6 here. Poppy White empties the backfield. So 5 wide receivers now for Maxwell, and it's going to be a quarterback run, and he has a huge hole, and he takes the hit. So no slide there after the 1st down to the 21 and a gain of 12.
Nice job by the redshirt freshman quarterback. Motions Poppy White out of the backfield. The linebacker takes him, so he knows it's man-to-man coverage. No one in the middle of the field, takes off running. That's just good quarterbacking there by Maxwell.
I think when they watch films, they might want to tell the young man, look, we're not very deep at the quarterback position, slide.
A lot on the line, though, tonight, and when they win this game, they go to Detroit next week.
8th play of the drive, under 5 minutes to play in the half. Back to Irons. Nothing doing. Savon Pittman and Darius Copeland bring him down after a 1-yard gain. Again, Rocky, you talk about what's on the line here. Miami of Ohio playing tonight against Ball State. But Frank Solich's team with destiny in its hands, they win, they're going to Detroit for the 4th time under the head coach.
Ball State right now up 14-7 over Miami. How about Miami? They lose 6 straight games, then rattle off 5 straight with a chance to possibly go to Detroit next week, depending on the outcome of this game.
Now Irons can't find a crease. Moves ahead for another yard. Vince Lockett with the tackle, but it'll be 3rd and long now. And this is sort of what Terry Bowden expected. He said, look, they're going to hold on to the ball. They're going to be methodical. Our job is to keep them out of the end zone. You look at some of the teams they played that we've beaten. They've been low-scoring games. Absolutely.
Now they just substitute 6 new bodies out there. This was the area of the field last drive where they got really, really stout. Looks like they're going with a 3-man line here. Possibly bring some pressure.
Here it comes. Maxwell gets hit. Ball's loose. Ohio falls on it. Malik Irons fell on it. Josh Ward knocked it loose. Now, of course, you want to take another look at this because they lost a ton of yards for the field goal.
Nice job on delay blitz. They bring Gilbert, they bring Ward, Davis off the edge. Quentin Maxwell nowhere to go with the football.
What do you think, Rocky? Incomplete pass or fumble?
I don't know. From that angle we just saw, I'm saying it was a fumble.
Harold Dinas, our replay official upstairs. It's a loss of 14, so critical yards here for Louis Zervos. So Frank Solich wants to talk things over. He also wants to give Harold Dinas some time to take a few more looks at it to see if he can get 14 yards back. Back after this. Lead facing a 4th and long, and it looks like they're going to try for another field goal. And this college football season, stream every game live on the ESPN app and on Watch ESPN. Download the app or visit watchespn.com today. Now, Rocky, be discreet on Thanksgiving when they bring out the turkey and the stuffing. You know, put the app away for about 5 minutes during Thanksgiving dinner.
I'll try, man. That app, get some good information on that. Watch all the games.
49-yarder. The kick is up. And it's good. So Zervos tacks on 3 more. And again, the Bobcats will take the points, but Terry Bowden thought he would settle for that.
That's a win for this Akron defense. They've had a hard time stopping people this year. And if you got a wide receiver in at quarterback, your third string guy, only down 6-0, you'll take this right now. Ohio up 6 over Akron here in Athens.
All right, looking forward to that, guys. Obviously plenty to talk about, and certainly, as Jason was talking about, Pac-12, Big 12 teams very nervous about 2 Big 10 teams making it into the playoff. Now Natson, they have no problem kicking it to number 9, but they trip him up shy of the 25. Cunningham again with another good play in special teams. 15-yard return.
Yeah, can't believe they kicked it to him, but a nice job of coverage there by Cunningham.
So here you go, Rocky. You're A.J. Milwee and Terry Bowden. You get the ball back with 2:49 to go. You're only down 6. What are you looking for here?
Yeah, right now they got to find a way to get the ball to Jerome Lane. There's the top 6 there. Now the only things different that I would have on that, Wisconsin, I got the bottom 5 and 6 flip-flop. I think Wisconsin, if you're me, I like their wins better. At LSU, at Nebraska, they beat Iowa, they beat Michigan the other week. I know they got 2 losses over Washington's 1. But I think they're the better team right now.
Oh, hold on a second. Did you just call Iowa a good win? Did I hear you correctly?
They just beat Michigan.
Okay, you were also there for a loss to an FBS team. They got a lot of losses too. I got
Washington, who's their, they lost to a 3-loss USC team last week. Is that puts them over Wisconsin?
So I think USC's. I'd rather play Iowa than USC any day of the week, Rocky. I just want to let that on the record.
2 teams that they've lost to are the 2 and 3 team in the country. So, and they got some good wins.
Okay, see, that's good. That's fine. You got a solid resume there, Rocky. Don't give me Iowa. That's all. Goodman keeps it himself. Gets out to the 29. Blair Brown and Tom Strobel with the tackle. Gain of 4. Now you want to be nervous about giving the ball back to Frank Solich, but the Bobcats only have 1 timeout left. Jerome Lane, top of your screen. Do they finally force it to number 7 and White? They've yet to pick up a 3rd down. 0 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. Natson, bottom of the screen to the right. Letting the play clock wind down. You think they're going to have to take a timeout here to talk this over.
Akron, 30-second timeout.
Now, obviously, if you have a guy who's been playing quarterback all year and he knows the system better, knows what you're looking for, you probably don't have to burn that timeout. But with a converted wide receiver, they do. Let's see what they come up with when we return, facing a 3rd and 5.
A huge 1st down now. They got to get up in the line, snap this ball. They only have 1 timeout left to go for 60 yards of field here.
Under a minute to play. Goodman steps up in the pocket. Now he runs again, flag on the play, so this is going to come back. Brought down by Quentin Poling. Gain of 9, but it looks like this will be holding on the zips, which might influence Terry Bowden to take a knee and get into the locker room down by just 6. Pretty decent conversation here. Now Sales lost his helmet, Casey Sales, and kept playing.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Offense, number 52. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So that's on Levon Goffney. So a 15-yard loss here with 40 seconds to go. Coach Boynton, as we take a look at the penalty.
Working on the defensive lineman Sales.
Yeah, that's why Sales' helmet came off.
But I think right now, 40 seconds, only one timeout. Third string quarterback, a wide receiver in that quarterback. I don't know if you try to push this ball downfield here.
So it's going to make it 1st and 25 from the zip 20. Morgan in the backfield. And they're content to run it out. Morgan looking to get the outside, does not. Well, strung out play by Ellis. Brad Ellis and Torrin Davis. And they keep him in bounds. So that should do it here for the half. So the Bobcats were able to move the ball, but they weren't able to stick it in the end zone, and they're going to have to settle for just that 6-0 lead.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if you're Akron right now, of course you would love to get some points there right before half, but being down just 6 to this team, their wide receiver, quarterback, it gives you a chance here coming out in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Bobcats are 30 minutes of football away from a return trip to the MAC championship game, as Ohio leads Akron 6-0. Now let's take you to our halftime report. We send you to the studio. Matt Schick, take it away.
Thank you, Eamon. Appreciate it. Ohio off to a nice start, albeit just 6-0, but it is a goose.
That's how we do the backward ball. Let's do the ball,
Back here in Athens, and that is what's at stake as we get set for the second half. Eamon McEnany along with Rocky Boyman. 2 Louis Zervos' field goals. The difference is Ohio leads Akron 6-0, and if Ohio holds on, they go to Detroit for the 4th time under Frank Solich to play for the MAC championship. It also would help if Miami lost, and right now Miami trailing Ball State by 10. So we take a look at our first half stats here, and pretty much what we expected.
Yeah, pretty much what we expected, but I think for Akron, you got to be really, really happy right now playing with your 3rd string quarterback to be down just 6-0 here.
You're not going to be happy with that, though, kicking it out of bounds and giving them good field position to start the second half.
These are, of course, the errors that Akron cannot afford, being down so many guys, so many injuries. Give the ball to 35.
Ohio U's elected to take the ball to the 35-yard line. First down.
So Terry Bowden looking to wrap up bowl eligibility and go to back-to-back bowls. Frank Solich looking to get to Detroit as we take a look at the East standings in the MAC. Ohio wins and goes to Detroit if they win out here tonight over Coach Bowden's club, or if Miami of Ohio cannot rally against Ball State. So now Coach Bowden needs a stop from his defense, and Dorian Brown back out there to start the second half. So his trip to the doghouse is over after that fumble. Bunch set to the left, which is where Maxwell looks. Now he's forced to scramble. He's got green turf ahead of him, but he stops and throws. And it's complete to Mangin. But there's a flag at the 40. Wonder if a lineman went downfield. Another option is past the line of scrimmage.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 57, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And that's always the issue with a running quarterback. Those linemen, they start to get that clock going in their head, and they think a guy like Maxwell is going to scramble. They get downfield. And you see 57, he's in the back of his head, he's thinking he's going to scramble for some yards, and might not have been a terrible idea.
Now, even a linebacker like you can't complain about that one. That certainly was downfield. So that makes it 1st and 15. They give it to Brown up the middle. He gets back to the 35, brought down by Andrew Hauser.
And right now, Ohio, again, they're a running football team. That's what they do, and they're not a ton of explosive runs, but they just lean on you all game. The offensive line keeps pushing you around, and as this game starts to get in the late 3rd and 4th quarter, that's when this running game for Ohio usually starts to take over.
Twins to both sides with Brown in the backfield. Now Maxwell to Sebastian Smith, brought down right away by the veteran DeAndre Scott.
And that's interesting because most of the first half, Akron's cornerbacks were playing press. They were getting right up in the face of those wide receivers, and that time DeAndre Scott gave about an 8-yard cushion, and Quentin Maxwell took it.
Ohio 5 of 8 on 3rd down in the first half, facing a 3rd and 5 here. Again, Brendan Cope is healthy. They expected to use him a little bit more. They had 1 target in the first half. It doesn't appear to be out there on this play. Twins to both sides. Zip showing pressure. Now they empty the backfield. Maxwell on the slant, dropped. Looking for Poppy White. Incomplete. Good coverage by Bryce Jones. So the Zips force a punt.
Great break on the ball by Bryce Jones. They motioned the running back out, which opened up the middle of the field, and that's exactly where Maxwell wanted to go with the football. But the breaking the ball by 17 Jones.
Now JoJo Natson with a chance. Farkas on to kick.
Certainly they try to hang this or kick this away from Natson.
They didn't kick away from him on kickoffs. And he's going to have a chance to get his hands on this one, but he goes for the fair catch. And he makes the grab safely at the 27. So Natson and Lane have been kind of quiet. Now again, when you have a converted wide receiver as your quarterback, it's tough to get to the ball to your wide receiver playmakers, but they've not looked for them as much as we expected.
Yeah, and I said before the game, they got to find a way to get those guys 25 touches between them. You get the ball to your best playmakers. That's the most simplest way, in my opinion, you win games. It's not scheme, it's players. And for them to only have 3 touches between them in the first half, I think they got to find a way to do that. And again, Natson's a guy you can hand him the ball in a jet sweep. You can pitch it to him out of the running back position. Find a way to get in his hands.
Looking to throw here. Here comes pressure. Looking for Natson into double coverage, and this gets dropped. Javon Hagan had a chance for his 4th pick of the year, but he couldn't bring it in.
Casey Sales had the pressure, but Javon Hagan, he's done a good job playing that field safety. Good job, good cover skills, but this is the one he wished he had back. That's a center fielder going back trying to make the catch in the breadbasket there, and Akron got lucky.
You see Goodman has had a tough time getting going in the passing games and facing pressure all night long. And now they give it to Edwards as a lead blocker ahead of him, but it's a short gain. Gain of 2.
Jerome Lane was at the bottom of your screen with about an 8-9 yard cushion from the cornerback. Would have loved to see Goodman just shoot that ball out to him to see if your 6'3", 220-pound wide receiver can make a guy miss. At some point, they got to find those playmakers.
And you see Lane, bottom, he'll be to the left, to the short side. Here comes pressure again. He dumps it off to A.J. Coney, and he gets right to the line to gain. So it looks like they're going to give him a first down on the 9-yard pickup. So good job by Coney with the run after the catch. And good patience by Goodman because, again, the pressure was coming.
Goodman doing a decent job there for a guy who's not played quarterback in a full game. Certainly hasn't started a game since high school.
Now Manny Morgan checks in the backfield. Here comes pressure from the Bobcats. Goodman's going to have to make them hold their water for a little bit. 5 on the play clock. Quick release and complete to Austin Wolf. So you would think you'd see more of that, those safe passes for Goodman to pick up some yards and move the ball down the field.
And if you remember early in the game, the first drive, that's what he did. He saw those defensive backs giving the cushion, playing off coverage, and was just shooting the ball out to him. And that's the style of this offense. Just get it out there, get the guys in their hands with some space, allow them to make some folks miss.
Now both playmakers to the left, but they're going to run it to the right with Goodman. And he gets close to the first down. Blair Brown goes for a ride. He could not bring them down.
And this has been a nice element to this offense. Goodman running. He had 28 yards rushing in the first half, and their normal starting quarterback, Tommy Woodson, was not a runner. So that element of the offense wasn't there, but with Goodman back there, you know, that's something, just one more aspect of this scheme here that the defense has to worry about.
So now at midfield, 1st and 10. Pressure picked up. Complete to Lane. So a good throw there by Goodman. Chad Moore pushes him out of bounds. It looks like it's another first down for the Zips, as Goodman now is in that rhythm.
And I like what they're doing. Normally this offense likes to take vertical shots down the field, but you got a guy back there in Goodman that's not what he's been doing all year. He's throwing passes from the pocket, so get some easy catches, some safe throws, moving the ball down.
Lane now over the 1,000-yard mark on the season. They dump it off to the tight end over the middle, Michael Traylor Bennett. And he punishes the tackler.
And I love it. You got a defense that's aggressive. Terrell Basham, all those defensive ends, they want to get after the quarterback and go get some sacks. So you go a little delay screen there to your tight end for a first down.
16-yard pickup. Down to the Ohio 23.
Right now, Goodman's got to be careful. Don't try to force a ball into a situation that's going to make you sorry you did it.
Matson and Lane to the short side. There you see them at the bottom of your screen. Wolf all the way out to the right. Goodman looking left, looking for 6, and he's going to throws it out of bounds. Luckily for him, that ball was thrown out of bounds, because certainly that was a miscommunication with Lane. Ellis could not pick it off inbounds.
Yeah, again, that's the kind of thing you got to have Goodman not do here. Try to force a ball deep. Certainly they weren't on the same page there. Lane did a side adjust. He saw the cornerback playing off, so he said, hey, throw me the ball, I'm right here. But Goodman, again, not a quarterback, wasn't on the same page.
Now single coverage to the left. But he can't get rid of it. Stops, pops, and again he throws it away. So good coverage by Ellis. And a good job by Ohio disguising their coverage, because it looked like single coverage to the left, and then they rolled the linebacker over them.
You're exactly right. And that's the thing, is Ohio defense normally is a very vanilla defense, but an inexperienced quarterback, what do you want to do? You want to give him different looks, create some hesitation back there. Nice job on that play.
Now they've already missed 1 field goal tonight, so you wonder if they're in 2-down territory here on 3rd and 10 with Manny Morgan in the backfield. 10th play of the drive. Feeling the pressure, he runs with it, and the ref holds him up. The umpire got in his way, or that could have been a first down. Kent Berger brings him down. But Brad Hudak was in the wrong place at the wrong time for Akron fans, so now they'll send out Tommy O'Leary for another field goal attempt.
O'Leary's got to put this through the uprights. Akron, with so many things going against them here, have done a nice job in this game. To be able to go on a drive like that and come up short.
Yeah,
tough.
So low snap on the last field goal attempt. They get this one down. Kick is up. And the Zips are on the board. So a good drive there for Akron here in the 3rd quarter. And they cut the deficit in half. Back to Athens after this. Here at Athens, Akron is on the board, courtesy of a Tom O'Leary field goal. Good to see the fans out here on a chilly night. Belak and Hardy back to receive for Ohio. Last kick went out of bounds. This one returnable. This will be Kyle Belak. Across the 20, out to the 25 where he's taken down out of bounds, and that's where Ohio will start with 8:52 left to play in the third. And it is indeed rivalry weekend, and Saturday the College Game Day crew will be at the Shoe in Columbus for the game. It's between Michigan and Ohio State, number 2, number 3, and they're going to break down the game and the entire day of college football. Our coverage begins at 7 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, also streaming live on the ESPN app and Watch ESPN.
Who you got in that one, Eamon? Who you got?
I got to go with the home team. I was a little surprised to see touchdown favorite for the Buckeyes. I understand.
I think
Michigan
a lot,
backup
right.
quarterback.
Yeah,
didn't
that's
look great against Indiana.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it there. I would have to go. Haven't seen the Buckeyes in person. I'd have to go with them here. That's so.
Malik Irons in the pistol behind Maxwell, and he has it here on first down. Running away from Pittman. And of course, what's the key matchup in your eyes there of all the great talent that's going to be on the field?
It's you got to go with Jarrell Peppers right there for Michigan. Guy who's played 13 positions this year, Eamon, 13 different ones, running back, wide receiver, kick returner, and the guy right there for Ohio State, Curtis Samuel. He's another guy on offense. They put him in a bunch of different places and just try to get him the football.
On the slant, complete to Mangin for a first down as he stumbles out to the 37, pick up a 12.
And those are the things Akron's defense has played really well tonight, can't have. It's those yards after catch. It's doomed them all year. You can give up a pass, but got to get the receiver to the ground right away.
Now they go 2 tight ends with Mason Morgan in at that H-back position to the left. Malik Irons in the pistol behind Maxwell. Play fake. Now rolling to his left. That's complete to Reed. Gain of 8. Actually, they're going to mark him a little bit shorter than that. Pick up a 6. Out to the 43. Under 7.5 to play in the third. Stay with the heavy formation and 2 tight ends. They just move Morgan over to the right. To give to Irons, nothing doing, a loss. So good penetration up front by the Zips. DeMontis Venkus and Ibrahima Kamara force third and short now.
I wasn't sure if he might have popped that ball loose for us for a second right there. And here we go, Akron making a bunch of, 5 substitutions on defense. We've seen this a lot here tonight on third down, bring in some subs and bring a lot of pressure. That's what they've done.
Pittman late to get on the field. Now they empty the backfield. Save on Pittman, 90 and White just out there in time. They swing it out to Pittman, but too much mustard on that pass. Poppy White couldn't make the grab. So it looks like it's going to be another punt for the Bobcats here in the third quarter.
And this is exactly Ohio. If you're Ohio, what you don't want to have happen. Give Akron, a team that's down on their luck, got a lot of guys hurt. Give them life, give them a chance. And here we are, 6:35 in the third quarter in a 3-point ball game, and now you're punting it back to them.
Now they have not been afraid to kick it in either the kickoff game or the punt game to JoJo Natson. He's standing at the 20. Good high kick. Natson makes the fair catch signal and makes the grab back inside the 15. So a 43-yard punt, no return. Michael Farkas doing his job. But Akron with another stop gets the ball back and a chance to take the lead on the road when we return to Athens. Rocky, you and I have been around that Toledo program for a couple of years. They're not going there to just show up and come in second place. They're going there to crash the party.
Absolutely, and you know Jason Cannell, the head coach, he loves the position they're in right now. Everyone in the world is talking about Western Michigan, and they're laying right there in the weeds, right where they want to be.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So Akron not where they want to be now as they move 5 yards back. And coming off their most productive drive of the night, gaining more yards on their last drive, total yards than they did in the entire first half. As you take a look at the numbers there. It was Goodman getting it done in the short passing game, getting in a rhythm with Natson and Lane. And the tight end. Can't handle the snap. He just moves forward. Tom Strobel brings him down. So This one's going from bad to worse for the Zips. Lane being patient, obviously knows the situation. Just a couple of weeks ago, Goodman was his buddy running routes at practice. Now he's the quarterback.
Hooker hoped he was nice to Goodman during all those weeks.
Looking for the deep ball, incomplete. Looking for Wolf, good coverage. Brad Ellis had a busy night.
Offside. Defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So Trent Smart for Ohio gives him the 5 yards back.
And how many times now, Amy, we've seen just these little mistakes by Ohio that's keeping Akron in this game. Offsides here, a fumble there. Just usually stuff you don't see out of an Ohio team like this.
And I would imagine it's not like Goodman's, your buddy Peyton Manning being all savvy with the hard counts, drawing everyone off. So it's 2nd and 11. Twins to the left. They're going to run it that way with Natson. And that is strung out well by the defense. Chad Moore finally pushing him out of bounds. They tried that a couple of times tonight. Natson has not been able to turn the corner.
Great defense. It all started with the defensive end, Terrell Basham. He's known as a pass rusher, but here he's playing the run really well. Using his arm, sticks out there, forces a very fast guy in Natson all the way to the sideline, and his buddy Moore cleans it up.
All right, Rocky, 3rd and 19 on your own 5 with a guy who was playing wide receiver a couple of weeks ago. Are you willing to pass?
I'm willing something safe here. Again, something get Natson involved. If not, allow him to run and get some more of a cushion here to punt this ball away.
Well, they're going to run it and punt it as Morgan goes up the middle for a short gain of 6. So now Gasser will be punting from deep in his own territory.
And that was some solid football there by Ohio. They couldn't get anything going on offense, but they do what they've done all year, which is use their kicking game, pin a team back deep inside the 20-yard line, play good defense, and now force a punt where they're going to get this ball with some great field position themselves.
You see the marching 110 making some noise here. Poppy White at the 50, waiting this punt. High but short, and White makes the fair catch signal. So the Bobcats will go to work in Akron territory after the 35-yard punt. No return. 6-3 Ohio. Back to Athens after this. Eamon McEnany along with Rocky Boyman from Peden Stadium on the campus of Ohio University. A win for the Bobcats, and they go to Detroit to take on the winner of Toledo and Western Michigan, play for the MAC championship. And they are clinging to a 6-3 lead now with 4.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Taking over in Zip territory, here's Poppy White, and he will be dragged down for a loss by Deontay Moore. A loss of 7, so much for the good field position.
This Akron defense, Eamon, has come to play. It's been their Achilles heel most of this season. It's just been inconsistent, but tonight here through about 2.5 quarters of football, really doing a good job.
So that makes it 2nd and 17, under 4 minutes to play. Play fake, Maxwell with time, thrown into double coverage, and he overshoots Poppy White. Bryce Jones there for the Zips, so just like that, it's 3rd and long for the Bobcats, who have not been in a rhythm at all offensively here in the second half.
Akron subbing in 5 new bodies, 3 of them defensive linemen, get a little more speed. Defensive line position. I can't imagine they'll bring pressure right here being so long. See Tim Albin, the offensive coordinator for Ohio, had a good time meeting with him yesterday.
So Smith, top of your screen left. Now they empty the backfield, throw Brown out to the right. They send it back to the tunnel screen to Sebastian Smith. Makes one man miss. Good open field tackle. Ball comes loose. Picked up. Larry Hope comes up with it. The Zips get another turnover. Ulysses Gilbert continues his huge season by jarring it loose, and then Larry Hope, the senior out of Miami, comes up with the recovery.
You know, I mean, they had a big-time playmaking linebacker here at Akron for a while there by the name of Jatavis Brown. He's now playing with the Chargers, but Ulysses Gilbert is picking up the slack The open field, yeah.
I don't know.
I think he might have been down on that after getting a second look on the replay.
I think Harold Dinas is going to take a few looks at that upstairs.
And the first angle was the best one there. It looked like his left hip was on the ground before that ball was out.
Call on the field was a fumble. Clear recovery by the Zips. Well, that's the recovery, so that's the clear recovery. But again, indisputable video evidence that he was down can overturn it and give Tim Albin, well, it would be a chance to punt. So Smith came in third all time in receptions for Ohio, but right now,
and obviously this is a big review. You're talking 35, 40 yards potentially of field position here.
well, you're talking possession,
Yeah.
because they're going to punt.
Exactly. So I'm saying if they have
Right.
to punt, they've done a good job all year of pinning guys inside the 10-yard line.
The question is, when does he start to lose possession? I think he's down, but
I think he's down too.
is that indisputable enough to overturn a call on the field?
Because as you said, the original call was the ball was out.
Now, the other thing, you talk about what's at stake here. I don't think he would, but if he's ruled down, Frank Solich could think about going for it on fourth down, because they did have great field position to start the drive. So right now it's Akron ball at its own 40. He would be down at the 46. So you would think the longer this review goes, they have to think about where to spot it, how much time left on the clock. What do you think? You think it's going to be overturned?
I mean, if I'm looking at that, I think that he's down, and I think it gets overturned.
Looks like the call's in. Greg Blum is taking the headsets off.
After review, the runner was down by rule prior to the fumble. It will be 4th and 9 at the 47-yard line.
So if you couldn't hear him because the mic wasn't working, they overturned the call. So he was down. So 4th and 9. So they're going to punt.
A huge play, another opportunity for Ohio to pin Akron deep in their own territory the way they did the last series.
So JoJo Natson standing on the 10, awaiting the punt from Farkas.
Farkas does a really good job of hang time, hanging that ball
What do
up
you
there
think,
with
Rocky?
4.5, 5 seconds.
Good time for a fake here. Everyone's lulled to sleep. Your offense hasn't produced here in the second half.
Boy, that'd be a tough call there with 9, 10 yards to go here.
All right, Rocky doesn't want to roll the dice and get excited.
No,
Rocky's
not
not
right
ready
here.
for action. He wants to grind it out and punt. All right. Remind me not to invite Rocky to my New Year's Eve party. Come on.
We want to be more aggressive in this situation,
Exactly.
huh? Oh, okay. I'm
Quick snap
aggressive,
to
I'm not
Mangin.
crazy.
Quick snap to Mangin. Let him throw it. That Tim Tebow jump pass. It works in the Thanksgiving
Runner was
game.
down by rule at the
Works in the video
46
games, too.
4th down.
So again, Greg Blum just confirming that the call was reversed and it's 4th and 9. Good high kick towards the corner. Natson. Tough catch for Natson, but he makes the fair catch. 38-yard punt. So Farkas continues to pin the Bobcats back inside the 10. So Natson wanted to break a big play off, but Farkas keeps him pinned inside the 10. 11 of 12 against the Wolverines. It'll also be streaming live on the ESPN app and Watch ESPN. Rocky's already guaranteed a Buckeye victory, I think, earlier tonight.
Didn't guarantee one, so I liked in that matchup, especially if that quarterback from Michigan is out.
Flag on the play as Terrell Basham brings down Manny Morgan for a short gain.
Holding. Offense, number 52. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
All right, so what's at stake? About an hour and a half away from Athens in the Horseshoe in Columbus. So only number 2 against number 3. spot in the Big Ten championship game for Michigan. And of course, has solidified that playoff resume for the committee. Ohio State comes in at number 2, Michigan number 3, Clemson hanging in there at 4, and then the debate begins at 5 and 6.
Washington, of course, is a big game versus Washington State, who's won, what, 7-8 games in a row for the Apple Cup.
Goodman forced out of the pocket. He goes down, gets outside the 5. Kent Berger and Blair Brown bring him down. So he's able to pick up 3 yards. Right now, the field position game is certainly working in Ohio's favor, which is why they didn't go for it on 4th and 9. Or I mean, who would even think about faking the punt there? They didn't do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're Ohio, you're saying, look, the chances of them going 90-plus yards with a third-string quarterback is tough, and it's proved to be that case here in the last 2 series.
Trips to the left, Wolf to the short side. He's looking at Wolf, and that Ellis broke on that one. Brad Ellis has been getting tested, and he's been up to the challenge, although Goodman's pass there was off the mark.
And I think Brad Ellis baited him on that one. He was waiting back. He had his eyes on the quarterback, stuck his foot on the ground as soon as Goodman released it, and Goodman took a shot to the chops here. And that's not something he's used to getting. He's just taking shots as a wide receiver, but not in the pocket as a quarterback.
Now, Trayvon Chapman is available, more of a running quarterback. 2 of 8 on 3rd down. They run it up the gut here. They need a block to get to the outside, and they could get it. They get the first down. Manny Morgan breaks a tackle. Brad Ellis could not bring him down. 16-yard pickup. And there's a little jolt for the Zip offense.
Nice job breaking a tackle in the open field there. Brad Ellis comes up, 28 on 3. Set a huge turn of events there for Akron. Finally gets some momentum. If I'm Akron right now, I go a little tempo, try to feed off that energy a bit, start pushing this ball downfield a bit.
Play fake. Here comes pressure. Hit as he throws. He uncorks a big one. Natson's got a step, but he can't lay out for the grab. He had a couple of steps on Ellis, but the pressure coming from Trent Smart and Lasik might have forced an errant throw.
And he had an opportunity. Natson had a step on the cornerback. And just a little bit better thrown ball. And Akron's on the board here with a touchdown. Just out of his reach.
So 2nd and 10 from the 23. Up the middle, he gets hit hard, loses the ball, still loose. Ohio, no, it's still loose. Still loose. And Lane says the Zips fell on it. Javon Hagan with a forced fumble. But the Zips hang on. 5th forced fumble of the season for Javon Hagan. But Kyle Ritz, I think about 7 guys in the tuba player had a chance at this one. Big hit by Blair Brown.
Yeah, Blair Brown, as he's going to the ground, does what a linebacker should do, was reach in there and try to rip that ball out as he has the tackle secured. Yeah.
Berger's going to be thinking about that one for a while, but Jimmy Burrow, the defense coordinator, telling yesterday all of his linebackers could be all conference. There's the tuba player. He had a shot at it.
There you go, yeah.
Now again, 3rd and long. This time they won't pick it up as Morgan runs it out for 10, but hey, you get out to the 25. Now you have a chance to somewhat flip the field. Finally not be punting out of your own end zone. Good to have the band on hand here, even though classes are done for Thanksgiving. Nice of them to stick around on campus.
There you go.
Poppy White hoping to make some noise in the return game. Comes up, makes the catch at the 40. Gets by one man and gets out to midfield. So once again, though, good field position after White returns it 11 yards. So a chance for the Bobcats. As a Bobcat is slow to get up. And tonight after college hoops, it's Sports Center at night with Bucci and Anderson. They'll have all the highlights from the college hardwood, college football, the NBA, NHL, NFL news, and everything else from a busy Tuesday. Sports Center at night after the hoop games for Maui on ESPN. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Meanwhile, also in the MAC tonight, Ball State leading Miami of Ohio 20-14. Ball State with the ball deep in its own territory. So how does Frank Solich and this offense get going here with Quentin Maxwell?
Well, I mean, again, what they do is run the ball, and we haven't seen much from Dorian Brown here the last couple of series. So I say you keep leaning on that offensive line. This is the weakness of Akron's front. They can't hold up for 4 quarters. They haven't all year.
Looking for Smith. And that's out of bounds. Tremendous coverage by DeAndre Scott. Fans want a flag, but I didn't see it. I thought that was tremendous coverage.
Yeah.
Some hand fighting. Maybe on the replay there was more contact than I saw at real speed, but I thought that was good coverage.
Interesting that Ohio chooses right there for a go route down the sideline in that situation instead of getting to change the 2nd 6, 2nd 5.
4 wide receivers now as Mangin goes outside to the left. Looking for Smith. Complete, but tackled right away by Scott. And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. So that'll do it. The pass was incomplete. Terry Bowden's team down by 3 on the road. Final 15 minutes of regulation when we return to Athens. Bobcats 6, Zips 3. Great year. Akron down by 3. And Ohio gets the ball in good field position once again here. As we take a look at the East standings in the MAC. A win for Ohio, 6-2 in league play, gets them a date to Detroit against either Toledo or Western Michigan. Akron wins, they get to 6 wins, and they get to bowl eligibility for the 2nd straight year. Empty backfield here on 3rd and 10. Smith, bottom of your screen to the left. Maxwell looking right, though. Here comes pressure. Maxwell's going to have to force out of the pocket. Throws on the run. High throw. What a grab! One-handed grab for the first down by Sebastian Smith. Bryce Jones with the coverage. But that's why he's one of the best receivers in Ohio history.
As an example of a receiver, Raymond, not giving up on the football, catches it on the way down with a second opportunity. And how about Maxwell getting out of the pocket, finding some space to deliver the ball? Huge play for the Bobcats.
He actually bobbled it off one hand into 2 hands, so keeps the drive alive. Down to the Zip 33. Poppy White behind Maxwell in the pistol. Now they run a little option. Maxwell calls his own number this time. Gets inside the 30. 4-yard gain. That was a play they had trouble with against Central Michigan, getting the space on the toss.
Right.
The pitch,
yeah, that's why Dorian Brown, in the exchange there between he and Maxwell in that 2nd series, resulted in a turnover. But Maxwell, as we talked about, wasn't expected to play really at all when this season started. And Wyndham goes down, and for a redshirt freshman, youth, inexperience, the whole deal, I think he's done a heck of a job here driving this offense.
Now Malik Irons, fresh legs in the backfield behind Maxwell in the pistol. He gets it on the dive and that finds a crease. Gets the first down inside the 20, down to the 15. Did somebody say fresh legs? Because boy, he hit that hole quickly. 16-yard pickup.
Troy Mangin, the tight end, with an excellent block downfield. And we talked about it. How long can Akron hold up against this offensive line? We see Mangin 82 out there on the linebacker Hauser for one of the biggest runs of the night for the Bobcats.
3rd time in the red zone tonight. Obviously they've had to settle for field goals. Dorian Brown back out there and he gets it up the middle. He runs into Andrew Hauser. Gets down to the 10, pick up a 3. This is where the Zips have been bend but don't break. They've kept them out of the end zone.
And they have, but so many times when they've tried to stop the run, they got to bring some extra guys and blitz some gaps, and that leaves their wide receivers outside with one-on-one coverage. So again, how long can this front hold up, but also how long can those cornerbacks on the outside for Akron hold up?
Won't be tested here. Back to Brown right up the middle. So pickup of 2. That'll make it 3rd and 5. Line to gain is the 3. Bowden hoping his defense can dig in here and force another field goal. 3rd and 4 from the 7. Brown right up the gut, moving the pile. Hauser with the tackle. They drive him back, but it looks like he's spotting him short of the first down at the 5. So it's going to be 4th and 2. A couple of veteran coaches here with the chess match on. What does Frank Solich do? 4th and 2, a field goal keeps it a 1-possession game. He's keeping his offense out there for now.
And this is a critical moment. If Akron can find a way to get a stop here, the whole momentum of this game swings in their favor. Obviously, if Ohio picks it up, then they make an offense in Akron that's with their 3rd-string quarterback and hasn't been able to move the ball that well tonight. Makes it tough.
Frank Solich is going to think about it. He's going to take a timeout and talk this one over. 9th play of the drive. Will it be a play or a kick? A couple of veteran coaches have seen everything going head-to-head here in Athens. We're back with Coach Solich's decision after this. Louis Zervo sitting this one out. Frank Solich is going to go for it. 4th and 2 from the 5. What are you looking for, Rocky?
Oh, Frank Solich is more aggressive than I would be. I would kick this ball and give it back to an offense with a 6-point lead that hasn't been able to move the ball down the field. But either way, right there, Akron's going to load up this box and blitz some gaps.
Come out of the pistol. Irons deep in the backfield. They run the option again. Maxwell keeps it himself, lunges forward. It's going to come down to the spot. Not a good spot from one of the officials for Ohio. Andrew Hauser made the tackle. Zips think they had to stop. Maxwell slow to get up, favoring his left shoulder. So this could be a double whammy for Ohio if they lose their quarterback and not get it. Line to gains the 3. That looks down at the 4. Darrell Wood shaken up as well, but let's see on the measurement.
Looks like he's down at the 4.
Yep.
Right.
Right now it looks like a stop for the Zips. They mark it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. See, and this is what I was talking about. Now look at these guys jumping around out there. You give this defense that's been maligned all year. They've really lost 2 games this year they shouldn't have. And now you give them the ball back and some momentum instead of kicking that field goal. I disagreed with it then and still say it now.
You go for the real knockout, because if they'd gotten 6 there, it's 13-3 with the extra point. You still have them pinned in at the 4, and they've been unable to get out of their own territory.
True, but again, I think you give this Akron team some life that really didn't have much coming into the game with a 3rd-string quarterback and a bunch of injuries on offense and defense. Right. Now they're facing, certainly a tall task. You're right.
So let's see if Goodman and the Zips can take advantage.
But what they are is they're one missed JoJo Natson or Jerome Lane tackle away from making you pay for that decision there.
Here's Goodman looking to throw over the middle. Overshoots Wolf. Wolf had a step. And there's a flag in the end zone. If this is holding, it'll be a safety. Holding in the end zone. Aloisi and Kevin Robbins were applying the pressure.
Holding. Offense number 52. The penalties declined. 2nd down.
Guess they don't want to move them back 2 yards, half the distance.
All in the middle of the screen.
Certainly
there,
not in the end zone,
yeah.
For the safety. So they just want to get the ball back and make it 2nd down. Now they get conservative. Morgan bounces it to the outside. Oh, this could be a late hit. Dragged him out of bounds, no flag. Certainly looked like Torrin Davis. A few extra steps out of bounds threw him down, and Junk's letting him know about it, sticking up for his teammate.
And you could tell as Torrin Davis was bringing him to the ground, he thought better about that. Was trying to hold him up.
He did it. I mean,
clearly,
right.
but then he's trying to.
Rocky threw him to the ground, 5 yards out of bounds.
You call that throw him to the ground?
Did the guy land on the ground?
I didn't mean he threw him to the ground. I don't know what you're watching.
Well, he's got two hands on him and he's turning him, Rocky. That's throwing him to the ground. Did he pick him up and body slam him? No, but he threw him to the ground 5 yards out of bounds.
That's the way you saw it.
Yes, that's the way the replay showed it.
The referee didn't see it that way, did he?
Well, okay. And there's going to be a delay of game because they're too caught up in our conversation to run the play.
Prior to the expiration of the play clock, timeout. Akron, their first. 30-second timeout.
So they get the timeout, don't lose the 5 yards. It's Maction at Peden Stadium on the campus of Ohio University. Eamon McEnany along with Rocky Boyman. The Bobcats clinging to a 6-3 lead here. If Ohio wins, they go to Detroit, play in the MAC championship game against either Toledo or Western Michigan. If Akron pulls it off, they get to 6-6 and will be bowl eligible for the second straight year. It's been an offensively challenged second half here. After an impressive drive by the Zips on their first possession, they have not been able to cross their own 20. And again now facing a 3rd and long inside their own 15. Goodman to throw. Looking deep. Has Natson. Natson's behind the defense and he makes the grab. Brad Ellis tackles him, but JoJo Natson delivers the big play into Ohio territory. 47-yard pickup.
And how you let JoJo Natson run down the field without a defender locked on him, I'll never know. And it looks like the cornerback, Torrin Davis, the safety, saw the seam route, but you can't let that guy go. He's the most dangerous guy on the football field right now.
Now Goodman. Forced out of the pocket. He's going to run it. Gets out of bounds at about the 39. So again, this drive started when Frank Solich went for it on 4th and 2. Skewing the field goal to make it a 9-3 game. He went for the first down and the touchdown potentially. He didn't get it on the quarterback keeper. And now he's given Akron life and the Zips are on the move. Well, I should say Goodman and Natson really gave Akron life with the big play. Seven on the play clock. Here comes pressure. Goodman feeling it, scrambling, and he's going to throw it away.
Good decision there. Throwing it out of bounds.
Lasik applying the heat.
Ohio has some good pass rushers. We talked about Terrell Basham. Kurt Lasik also doing a good job. A couple of 2.5 sacks on the year.
Ball State still leading Miami of Ohio 20-14. Another MAC play. If Miami loses that, that'll work to Ohio's advantage. But right now they're much more concerned about the Zips and Tyrell Goodman. Trips to the left. Wolf, bottom of your screen to the right. Goodman on the design quarterback draw. Breaks a tackle. Gets down to the 31 and a first down. Pickup of 8.
That's been the added element. Tommy Woodson, their normal starter, he's a thrower, not a runner. Their second string guy, Trayvon Chapman, is a runner, not a thrower. But here you got Terrell Goodman, who's been able to do a little bit of both. I think this added element of him running and picking up some yards, picking up some first downs with his legs has really been key tonight.
And Terry Bowden turning his offense over to a 5th-year senior out of Yonkers, New York, who spent most of his career up until 2 weeks ago as a wide receiver. Now quarterback, keeps it himself, and there's a flag on the play. Brought down by Evan Crouch. But about 3 offensive linemen turn to the ref and say, "Who, me?" And it's on one of them, holding against Akron.
Holding. Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty. Down.
That's against Latuli, Jovan Latuli, junior out of San Diego.
So far tonight, they've been able to avoid the really costly penalty. Last week, they had 83 penalty yards. really killed them, but that one certainly hurts as they're trying to drive and get another score on the board here with 8 minutes and 8:20 to go left in this game.
Morgan in the backfield. Pressure again. Goodman cannot get away this time. Trent Smart tripped him up as the sack total continues.
Yeah, they got a little pressure going on Goodman again. They've been changing up the looks all night. A little bit of delay blitz by Blair Brown.
39th sack of the season for Ohio, a new school record. So forces 2nd and 25. Goodman dumps it off to Natson. Cannot get to the outside. Good job by Quentin Poling to set the edge and take that away from him. Force him back inside to Berger.
And what he did was he forced it back inside knowing that the cavalry was coming.
Blair Brown slow to get up, so that'll stop the clock with 7:18 left to play in regulation. We'll step aside as well. Zips facing a 3rd and really long when we return to Peden Stadium. Good to see Blair Brown, the leading tackler, up on his own power, walking around because a scary moment on that hit there on that tackle on Natson.
He took a big shot on that, a little friendly fire. Some helmet to helmet right there. That's a scary one there. Good to see him up and walking around.
So now 3rd and 25 for Goodman in the Zips. Natson in the slot to the right. Goodman, here comes pressure. He gets rid of it. Looking for lane, jump ball. Dropped, incomplete. Ellis again with the coverage. And he's slow to get up after landing hard. He has had a busy night at the office.
Well, you're right. They've been testing Ellis all night, and I think for the most part, he's come up big. This ball's up in the air for a long, long time. Good job tracking it and really out-jumping a 6'3" wide receiver in Jerome Lane. Look at that, up over top of the big guy.
And you see that landing right on the back there. That's going to sting. I hope he just got the wind knocked out of him. He has been tested throughout this second half. Seems okay, smiling about it. And he forces a punt.
Anytime you make a big play like that, you tend to pop up a little bit faster. That was an excellent job of jumping, getting up in the air.
Rivalry weekend and Saturday, the College Game Day crew will be at the Horseshoe in Columbus for the game between Michigan and Ohio State, and they're going to break down the whole day for a long day. Our coverage begins at 7 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, also streaming live on the ESPN app and Watch ESPN. So the Zips right now thinking they'll be able to flip the field after starting this drive inside their own 5 after the stop. Poppy White back inside the 10. They kick it away from him, and it goes out of bounds at about the 9. They actually mark it down at the 11. So Ohio gets the ball back, up by 3. Nothing but field goals here tonight in Athens as Ohio leads Akron 6-3, and celebrating its 12th year sponsoring the Good Hands field goal nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. To date, Allstate has contributed millions in scholarship monies. So now it's Ohio that has to deal with bad field position, but the Bobcats, of course, have the 3-point lead with 6:54 left to play in regulation. Maxwell, the quick release, high though for Poppy White and incomplete. Dangerous throw on the deflection.
Yeah, Poppy White's saying, I'm 5'9", not 6'9" on that play, that slant route. That ball's a little bit lower. He might have been able to take off with it after the catch. But those are the kind of things right now that obviously could give Akron life. A turnover, a ball gets popped up in the air. Got to be careful with that football.
Twins to the wide side. Brown behind Maxwell in the pistol. They Give it to Brown to the right. Finds an alley. Gets the first down. Breaks it out past the 30. Out near the 35. So Joe Anderson with a key block.
And their
23-yard pickup.
Yeah, the linemen do such a good job. You see them pulling around there. They seal off the edge. You get the other tight end, Mason Morgan, with the kick out. And Dorian Brown does the rest.
So this one's about to become a lot more important for Ohio because Miami has scored to tie it against Ball State, an extra point away from taking the lead with 5:44 left to play in that one. Miami of Ohio at home. Of course, Ohio doesn't have to worry about that if they win here tonight. Maxwell with time, looking for White. What a grab by Poppy White and the flag. DeAndre Scott with the coverage, and somehow White picked that one clean out of the air for 32 yards.
DeAndre White, he's the best cover guy Akron has. Poppy White with a step. Looks like he had even a piece of the face mask, but Poppy White's still able to come down with that ball. But Maxwell says, I'll take it.
Zips are lobbing for offensive pass interference, but we are indeed going the other way, it looks like. Tacking on to the catch.
Personal foul. Grasping and twisting the face mask. Defense. Number 2. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
So they get the explosive play and then some. Poppy White waking this crowd up here in Athens. Back-to-back plays of 23 yards and 32 yards. There it is. Certainly did grab and twist.
They called number 2, but it was number 6, DeAndre Scott. Gave a little twist.
So now White moves into the backfield. Malik Irons in the slot to the right. Now they empty the backfield. Zips showing pressure up the middle. Maxwell looking for White. Hits him with the flag on the play. And White carries all the way down to the goal line. He got shoved by an offensive lineman for an extra yard. Jake Priest getting involved, but again, a flag all the way back at the 17. It's an 18-yard pickup if it stands. 2 flags on the play.
Illegal formation.
We'll come back.
5 in the backfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And Akron got really lucky here because I'm of the opinion you can't leave a really good in-space guy like that with Poppy White with off coverage, little slant route on the inside. The middle of the field's open. But fortunately for Akron, it's going to come back.
So that'll make it 1st and 15. Wipe out a big play and 1st and goal. So now Jordan Reed goes to the right. Sebastian Smith goes out wide to the left. And they run it. Brown brought down by Ulysses Gilbert. Ibrahima Kamara in on the play as well.
Got to give it to Chuck Amato, Zips defensive coordinator. He's being aggressive tonight, bringing extra guys on that line of scrimmage, trying to confuse those gaps, and for the most part, there's Chuck coaching a long time. And he knows his front's undersized. They got to do something to make up for that disadvantage versus this good Ohio offensive line. Bring a lot of pressure.
Now they empty the backfield. Maxwell looking on the slant, knocked away by Gilbert. What a play, and a late flag.
Yeah, I think
they
Gilbert,
hit the...
Yeah.
Looks like it could be on Deontay Moore. Hands to the face. That's what the offensive lineman's lobbying for.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Defense. Number 56. Your penalty. Automatic. First down.
Huge flag against the Zips here with 4:36 to play in this ball game.
I'm trying to see. It's Akron's 7th penalty of the night. I didn't initially see it.
It's on Deontay Moore coming off the right.
Deontay Moore underneath. Guess he got under his chin a little bit there.
So Joe Lowry drawing that penalty, so to speak. So they give him a first down. So able to turn off some clock here. And a field goal would make it a 2-possession game. But how long can they keep him out of the end zone? 4th red zone trip. They've kicked it twice, and they went for it, got stopped. Now Brown to the right. Heads upfield, gets inside the 10. Andrew Hauser with the tackle. Darius Copeland in on the play as well. So Ohio, which hasn't been going quickly at all tonight, will really slow it down, you would imagine, here, with almost a gimme field goal in their back pocket.
Akron with 2 timeouts left, but yeah.
I mean, as you pointed out, their difficulty to drive. If you kick a field goal, even though, of course, you want to get the touchdown, if you kick a field goal, they're going to have to drive twice.
Right. And again, they've not been able to do that most of the night. Drive all the way the length of the field.
One drive of 50-plus yards to start the 3rd quarter, but they've been stuck in the mud for the most part the rest of the night. Brown right up the middle, brought down by Kamara. Gain of 3. So the field goal, of course, my math off here would only make it a 1-possession game. I guess I mentally put that field goal that they should have kicked, I guess, on the board. Eight on the play clock. White in motion. They fake the jet sweep, have a man open, low throw. So incomplete.
And of most importance is now that clock stops. You were wondering, should Akron call it a timeout there to save some clock, because it ticks away, but now they get the incompletion and the clock stops.
So now again,
they kicked the field goal here, but another 30 seconds at least could have gone off that clock.
so it'll be a 23-yard field goal for Zervos to make it a 6-point game, and Frank Solich then will be pinning it on his defense to come up with one more stop. And the kick is good. So again, Terry Bowden's defense forces a field goal. Frank Solich will take the 3 points. Ohio now leads by 6. Akron getting the ball back on the kickoff. Will JoJo Natson get a chance? A trip to Detroit on the line for the Bobcats. Louis Zervos has led the way for Ohio. 3 field goals. Bobcats lead 9-3. Came in with 22 kicks on the season. Now ties the freshman record for field goals made in FBS with 25. He has seen plenty of work tonight as the Bobcats have had to settle. And now here's an opportunity. It won't be Natson. It'll be Van Edwards from the 10. And he gets out to the 24. So Tyrell Goodman with a chance. He's got 2 big-time playmakers in the passing game, 254 and 2 timeouts to work with. And of course, it's rivalry weekend. It's Saturday at noon Eastern on ABC. We'll have the 113th playing of the game. Number 3 Michigan, number 2 Ohio State from the Horseshoe in Columbus. A college football playoff spot could hang in the balance, with the Buckeyes having won the last 4 and 11 of 12 against the Wolverines. It'll also be streaming live on the ESPN app and Watch ESPN. So obviously time is not a factor here with the 2 timeouts left.
Right.
And 2:54 to go, so you can run the ball.
Right, you can run the ball, and that's why I was a fan of Akron not using timeouts there on that last drive with Ohio pushing the ball there. Now everything's open.
And now Goodman forced to keep it and gets outside and gets out of bounds.
You know, if you had your starting quarterback back there, maybe you burn a timeout knowing he's more comfortable with the offense, but being the 3rd string, a wide receiver essentially now plays over the middle, passes over the middle, and runs up the middle are all options. Everything's open on the table for Goodman.
Now again, Miami of Ohio at home tonight, leading by 1 over Ball State. Ball State with the ball and on the move near midfield.
Find JoJo Natson. Where's he at?
There's Lane out to the 48, so we haven't had too many opportunities to say Jerome Lane tonight, but there he picks up 22 yards.
Brad Ellis, the Ohio cornerback, has been doing a good job of covering lane all night. This time I think he gave him a little too much cushion. Slant route, middle of the field's open with the two high safeties.
Looked like 24, Torrin Davis might have even got a hand on it. Lane made the grab. Now Manny Morgan in the backfield. Another deep ball for Wolf in a double coverage, knocked away by Javon Hagan.
And it wasn't a bad pass by Goodman, because he threw it in a place where if he doesn't come up with the reception, it goes out of bounds. It's not going to be an interception. But he's certainly taking some shots he's not used to taking. Oh, that might be, that's some forcible contact to the head or neck area, Eamon.
How about
rough, late?
Rough in the court, rough in the passer. They get LASIK.
But LASIK got away with one.
Got away with one there.
Officials have the option to call that down. They don't.
Now Morgan into Bobcat territory. Nice moves near a first down. It'll be a yard short. Now going quickly as we approach a minute and a half left in the ball game. They have not been efficient on third down, but this is certainly 4 down territory. Morgan not going to get it here. And Ohio says the ball came loose. Now they're just saying the stop. Kent Berger with the hit. Aloisi's slow to get up, but Terry Bowden's going to take a timeout and talk it over on 4th down. So it comes down to this with 1:19 left to play. If Akron doesn't get it, they can only stop the clock one more time. So Rocky, take us inside that offensive huddle. What do you think they're looking for here on 4th and 1?
Well, I get Goodman outside the pocket and give him an option where he can keep the ball and running, which he's done a pretty good job of that tonight. And also have Jerome Lane and JoJo Natson somewhere a part of that conversation as well in terms of pass options for him. You know, Akron does not move the line of scrimmage well, so I don't necessarily think a dive up the middle. We saw it the last play, didn't work. Try to get an edge, utilize your speed, get that quarterback Goodman out on an edge, see if he can pick it up.
So they bring out, looks like 3 tight ends. Traylor Bennett, Christian Allen, and Brandon Junk. All out there. It looks like they're going back to that wildcat with the tight end. Traylor Bennett taking the snap, and he's going to run it. And he's going to get the first down and more. Traylor Bennett all the way down inside the 25. Denzel Jones, the lead blocker. 19-yard pickup for the tight end as a Wildcat quarterback.
What a call by Terry Bowden. Puts the 6'3", 225-pound Traylor Bennett back there. And they get some push on the line of scrimmage. He takes it off the edge and really just a shoestring away from possibly taking it more. Nice call.
Denzel Jones with the block on Terrell Basham. Now the play fake. Here comes pressure, and Goodman goes down. Basham playing angry on that one after a running back takes him out of the play on 4th and short.
Terrell Basham's going to be playing on Sundays. Obviously, that's a long ways away. They got to find a way to come up with a stop here with Akron on one of their best drives of the game.
Again, Akron down to 1 timeout left. Goodman with time, looking for 6. Lane, incomplete. Kylan Nelson hustles over in time to break that one up. So now 3rd and 11.
He did a good job getting over there late, because for a while there he was wide open. Nelson covers some ground as that ball hung up in the air a little bit.
And Goodman, if you're just joining us, a wide receiver 2 weeks ago, a wide receiver throughout most of his career, now trying to lead a touchdown drive to pull off the upset in Athens. Looking for Natson, he's open, and he can't come up with the grab. Torrin Davis got over there, but Natson had the touchdown on his hands.
And this is a ball JoJo Natson normally comes down with. Ball's high. Maybe a little bit of a late grab there by the safety. Might have been just enough to not allow Natson to get it on the recovery catch. But he should have had that ball at the top, and that should have been a touchdown. He cradles that ball, brings it right into his stomach. That's a touchdown. And right there, Terrell Goodman knows he put it where he wanted it.
So it comes down to this as they look at JoJo Natson. And again, like Ellis earlier, you hope he just had the wind knocked out of him on the hard landing on his back and rib area.
Yeah, you hope that's the case, but also here on fourth down, one of your best playmakers is not going to be in the game here. So you have to think now the best option is going to be Jerome Lane, number 7, 6'3", 220.
Do you burn that final timeout to get him out there?
That's a good point. You possibly could right here. You have one more. Why not? This is the season. Fourth down and 11.
Because then if you can get the first down, run up and spike it, you could probably have enough time to take a couple shot at the end zone. But they're going to roll the dice without JoJo Natson, which would limit their options to pick up 11 yards. Lane goes out to the top of your screen. Austin Wolf, also a main threat in the passing game, bottom of your screen to the right. So Ohio's going to take the timeout, which will give JoJo Natson a chance to get out there.
Wow.
I guess when you hear coaches say it's about us, they want to make sure everyone's in the right spot.
Yeah, they wanted to get a look, probably to see where Lane was going to line up. There's Natson. Doesn't look like right now he's coming back in the game.
So again, a trip to Detroit on the line here for Ohio. Miami of Ohio has the ball back with a 1-point lead in their home game against Ball State. But if Ohio takes care of business on this 4th and 11, they will go back to Detroit. 4th MAC championship appearance for Frank Solish in his tenure here. Akron trying to get back to a bowl game. There's now a minute 42 left in that Miami of Ohio ball game. So again, same formation here. Goodman with time. Has Wolf, overshoots him. Ellis, a fitting end. As Brad Ellis, who's been all over the place and has been tested repeatedly, knocks that one down, and it's Ohio ball.
And I thought that play was rushed on Akron's part, and you throw it in the vicinity of where your best playmaker isn't. Jerome Lane's the top of the screen. If you're going to go down, if you're going to be a coach answering the press conference at the end of the game, hey, why'd we lose? Why don't you throw it to your best guy and say, hey, they made a play? I thought the play was rushed a bit for Akron.
Flag after the play, excessive celebration, so that'll back up the Bobcats. But Ohio can only stop the clock once. The flag came down after possession changed.
Result of the play is a failed 4th down conversion. It will be 1st down for Ohio. Following the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 92, half the distance to the goal. It is number 92's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul. A second results in game disqualification.
So Ohio, in the first game, they haven't scored a touchdown all season. Looks like they're going to escape with a victory. And Brad Ellis, who's been around the ball all night long, came up one last time.
Yeah, and Ohio needed some big stops tonight as their offense was struggling a bit. As you see, they go up to Austin Wolf. Ball underthrown.
Could say almost overthrown,
Yeah,
because it looked like Wolf had stopped and he was open where he stopped. But again, you have a converted wide receiver playing, but Ohio holds on. They will go to Detroit, where they await Toledo or Western Michigan. Terry Bowden's club will not go bowling. Tough end of the season for this club that got off to a good start, but the injuries took its toll. And Ohio with a hard-fought victory at home.
Yeah, it certainly did. You know, aiming to come into this last game with a chance with a wide receiver starting at quarterback. They had a good shot. They had to play very, very well. Defense played good enough to win the game, but just with so many shortcomings, didn't have enough to get it done in the end.
Once again, our final score, Ohio wins it 9-3. They get the winner of Toledo, Western Michigan, which you can see on Friday at 5 on ESPN2. Rocky will have a good one in Kalamazoo, but that's it for Athens. For Rocky Boyman and our entire crew, I'm Eamon McEnany saying so long. Now let's send you to the studio for ESPNU Championship Drive Power Hour.